So Victor Wembanyama might be even better than we all originally thought he was going to be. Harden thinks he's still that guy, and the in-season tournament is kicking off today. So this is NBA news for the 3rd of November 2023. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the Orlando Magic, and Banchero finally looked like Paolo Banchero. He finally looked like the future all-star. And what Franz Wagner has been chipping away, he's been holding his own. Some guys in the team are playing well. Banchero had been stinking it up to start the year. The big thing is that he hit the game-winning shot, 30 points. And the Orlando Magic are one of those dark horse teams for a playoff and play-in. I don't think they're going to make a run, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them win 48, 49 games because they did end last season well. And if Banchero does make the step up, because Franz Wagner is starting to step up, he's playing really well, I think they have the potential to be a great young up-and-coming team. But it's all reliant on Paolo Banchero. If he scores 30, heck, if Paolo Banchero averages 23, 24 points a game this year, Franz something similar, they're going to be in the running. If Banchero's averaging 16, 17 points a game, they're going to struggle big time. So it is going to be a big season for him, but finally he's looking like he's not going through a sophomore slump. The New Orleans Pelicans beat the Detroit Pistons, and I'm not gonna lie, the GOAT Matt Ryan is stepping up. Like, I genuinely thought after he hit that game winner for LA that we were never gonna hear from the guy again. Heck, I didn't even know he played for the Timberwolves last year. I thought he was just out of the league. But Matt Ryan is stepping up in Zion Williamson's absence. Like, this guy is a legit NBA player. He was playing for Team USA last year. And if you guys don't know, like, if you're playing for Team USA during the NBA season, you're probably not doing much during that NBA season. Heck, Langston Galloway and John Jenkins and freaking John Stockton's son carried that team. But Matt Ryan stepping up and playing really well. But for the Detroit Pistons, I do not understand why Killian Hayes is playing 38 minutes in an NBA game. I'm like the biggest apologist. I'm the biggest hype man for European players, especially European guards who tend to struggle. But why? Come on, Killian Hayes. It's getting hard to defend you. And you know what? I'm not even going to blame Killian Hayes on this. It's not his fault Jaden Ivey's sitting on the bench. It's not his fault Monty Williams is playing him. I'm blaming you, Monty Williams. I'm blaming you. You're making Killian Hayes look bad. Killian Hayes is a okay backup point guard in the NBA. He's not a starting point guard when you've got Jaden Ivey sitting on your bench. That's just not what you want to do, Monty Williams. I don't know what the hell Monty Williams is doing with Detroit. Kate Cunningham's at least looking decent, but come on. Come on, Killian Hayes. Like, I don't even hate Killian Hayes. He's just not an NBA starter, and the more minutes he gets, the more games he starts, the worse the man is going to look. I don't know. Does Killian Hayes have something over Monty Williams? Like, did Monty Williams, like, does he have blackmail information over him? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, is there any other reason why Killian Hayes is starting? Because I can't understand it. I genuinely can't. I've been watching these games and I'm thinking maybe, obviously Monty Williams knows a lot more than I do, but is it one of those situations where a coach is like so smart that they start overthinking things and they just play someone that shouldn't be played? Like in football, when Pep Guardiola gets to a final and he makes some brain dead decisions consistently in finals, I don't know, but Killian Hayes over Jaden Ivey is just crazy to me. And the Philadelphia Sixers are having a quietly great start to the season. Joel Embiid, again, a quietly great start, and they might have had addition by subtraction because Tyrese Maxey's playing exceptionally well as well. It's just a pity that the James Harden saga is all people are talking about with the Philadelphia 76ers. Heck, yesterday complaining about the fact that he was having to like give up some of his touches, he wasn't allowed to play the way he wanted to play, and that he was the system. Yeah, James, you were the system. You were the system. You're not the system right now. You were the system in Houston. You could tell Daryl Morey to get rid of Dwight Howard. You could tell Daryl Morey to get rid of Chris Paul when you didn't really like playing with him. Joel, you play with Joel Embiid. James, you're not the best player. You weren't the best player on the Sixers, and you're the third or maybe even fourth best player on the Los Angeles Clippers. You're not the system anymore. You're a piece of the system. You got to be a system player. And that's the crazy thing is, again, he feels like he can still be the old James Harden that can score 30 points a game. But no, the Clippers are going to hate him. Clippers fans, you're going to hate him. I'm just putting it out there right now. You're going to hate this guy. And I would not be surprised if he puts on the fat suit again around the trade deadline. He just wants out of there. And I'm so confident that he does not start next season as a Clipper. that I will buy a James Harden jersey and wear it for a week's worth of videos to start of next season if James Harden starts next season as an active member of the Clippers roster. If he's holding out and refusing to show up, I'm not counting that. But if he starts as an active member, I will gladly pay the €150 or so it is to buy an NBA jersey. That's how confident I am. I think it's going to be a disaster. The fact Joel Embiid is having to come out and defend Harden while also basically saying we did give him his touches. We let him play the way he wanted to. Man, that guy literally wants to get the ball on the top of the three-point line, go dribble, 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 a few more dribbles, go by somebody and try draw a foul and scores 35 points, get his 10 assists a game, and be the highest usage player in the NBA. He still thinks he's that guy. He does. And I genuinely think that within 1 month, Clippers fans are going to want him out. I'm saying it right now. That's my prediction. And you know what? I would love to be proven wrong because there are 4 guys on that team or 3 guys on that team that I would not mind see getting their first ring. So if it all works out, it all works out. I just don't think it's going to work out at all for James Harden. But the big game we all want to talk about is the Spurs versus the Suns. And I'm not going to lie, I'm making these updates daily. I genuinely think a lot of these are going to be talking about the greatness of Victor Wembanyama. This man, there is no, what's the point of talking about anything other than just what this guy does every time he's on the floor? If Popovich wanted to run through him every single possession, he could average 30 points a game, close to it. He just can't be contested. He's going to miss shots. He's not physically the strongest. I don't think he's going to get injured. Core strength's good, flexibility's good. The way his joints move, I don't think he's going to get injured just because he's tall and skinny. Trust me, I think if he puts on weight, he's more likely for that. But even with Booker back, KD and Booker, every time how great that duo is before the season, doesn't matter. If Victor's going out there dropping 38 points, looking unguardable, it's all anyone's going to talk about. And forget Porzingis as the unicorn. The true unicorn is Victor Wembanyama. And while some people are literally starting to think maybe he should be in MVP discussions, that's kind of just crazy right now because I don't think he's ever going to score enough points. He's never going to get enough counting stats to win an MVP. But I have a weird feeling the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. I have a weird feeling the Spurs might win 48 games, which last year was a 3rd seed. And I don't think it's a crazy shout to think Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player of the Year, makes an All-NBA team. I'm not going to say first team because I think that Joel Embiid's getting that or Jokic, one of those two. But I think he could make an All-NBA 3rd team as the center after the 2 of those guys, even if he's not necessarily playing there. He could make an All-NBA 3rd team, he could make an All-Star team, and he could win Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie year. And I don't think that is that crazy a statement. Being in MVP conversations or All-NBA 1st team like some people are saying, no, that's not happening. That is definitely not happening. But All-NBA 3rd team, Defensive Player of the Year, and an All-Star, while averaging 18, 10, and 3.5 blocks, that's definitely possible. So the in-season tournament starts today, and there's actually some interesting games. The Knicks face the Bucks, and the Knicks are one of those teams that I don't think are contenders to win a title, but I do think that they can win a certain amount of games in a row in this in-season tournament. And they're one of the teams that have a chance of winning it. In a one-off game, they're a team that can probably take anybody. So I do think that the Knicks and the Bucks is going to be an interesting one. Because if the Knicks go and beat the Bucks, it kind of pushes the Bucks, makes them very unlikely to get out of their group. And if Milwaukee don't make it out of their group, obviously they're out of the tournament. So it's one of those things where, again, the likes of the Miami Heat, the likes of the New York Knicks, the likes of the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Mavs, teams that probably won't win a title, this is a really important tournament for them because you can win something. And I think it is interesting. Clearly it's not going to be anything like an NBA championship. But you know what? If you're a fan of a team that's not going to win a title, it means that there's a reason to play games. And the regular season doesn't mean anything anyway. It gives some meaning to it. But the Warriors faced the Thunder today, and this is another one. 2 teams that I think have a shot of winning it all. And then the last game of the day, the Nuggets versus the Mavs, who were drawn in the same group. Now that's going to be so tough because it is 2 teams that I think will want to win. The Nuggets, I think, just want to win everything. And the Mavs have a great chance in one-off games against anybody. And the big thing with the Dallas Mavericks and the Nuggets is the fact that Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic have played in domestic cups growing up. Luka Doncic, I remember losing the Copa del Rey final and getting benched for the EuroLeague game against Barcelona after they beat them in the Copa del Rey before he went over. So, like, these guys have played in these type of tournaments. They know what it's all about. And while, yeah, it doesn't mean the same as a ring, they're going to care. But I have a feeling... I just have this feeling that the Dallas Mavericks are going to win it all. Like, the Nuggets, I think, are just so hard to stop. But the Dallas Mavericks are my prediction to win this in-season tournament. Them or my Miami Heat because of that Heat culture. But still, I think it's good that it's there. I don't think it's going to be that relevant, but I think it's nice to have an in-season tournament. So anyway, that is the video. That's NBA news for the 3rd of November. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.